All right. Good morning, everybody. I think I finally got it kind of sort of figured out. Still not exactly perfect for my setup, but it's better than it was and nothing. So this might actually be a video that you guys see. Hey, everyone. That's exciting. Hey. I've been wanting to do something like this for a little bit. I've been trying to figure out how to get this sort of setup going. Obviously, I am recording video on my bike as I'm riding around on my motorcycle here and getting audio coming through my helmet, which kind of took a little bit of finagling because I'm not really looking to spend a ton of money, so I didn't want to buy like a whole new like GoPro setup or something and a fancy microphone to put on. I did kind of do that because I bought a DJI mic mini before this one, and it just didn't work out the way I expected to. We'll get into that in a minute. But this is fun. This is exciting. All right, I've got it on a sketchy setup. I don't know if my phone's gonna hold, because I do have it. It's got a receiver now on it, and it wouldn't fit in my phone case or my phone holder. Because I am, again, trying to kind of minimize costs and try to do everything through my phone. So I guess I've alluded to it a couple times. So let's kind of just get into the topic of this video today. Besides being a hello, welcome to my motovlog. Today, I wanted to go over my setup and what it took to get here. So what am I currently running right now? Currently, it's my phone and Hollyland Lark A1 wireless setup. This is kind of what I'm hoping to use for simplifying editing and doing that. I've kind of gone back and forth trying to figure out what's going to be a system that works for me, because I really don't have a ton of extra time because I've got a full-time job and I've got a baby that I look after. No, I don't have a baby. I have my baby that I look over while mom's at work on the weekend. So I am able to, I don't have a lot of time to like sit at a computer and edit videos and do all that. Being a full-time dad and a full-time worker kind of keeps me from that. And I've got a lot of other hobbies that, you know, I intend on making other videos about and stuff like that too coming up. I'm looking for something just dead easy for me as far as recording, as far as editing and everything. And I eventually landed on, oh, you know what? I can just record using my phone and then I can edit using my phone. And I went through a couple of iterations. I recently switched back to Android to test it out for a little bit because I was liking the idea of being able to buy cheaper phones rather than having to commit to the price of Apple products, even though I will say I really liked them. There wasn't really anything other than that was keeping me from staying on Apple. But I'm trying it out. We're testing it. But I did kind of figure out, I could use iMovie on my iPhone. Ooh, coming up to a quick stop. I was using iMovie on my iPhone to edit videos that, of course, I could record in my phone. And then it was the audio was kind of what I was working on. I had a really cheap, you know, one of those like $20 sets of microphones that was basically like this one where it's got the receiver that plugs into the power port, and then it's got, ooh, light turned out, ominous, creepy. Is this light gonna see me is the question. I've realized that doing these videos at 4:30 in the morning is difficult because lights don't always see me, but there's another car coming, so that should help. Anyway, distractible, back to what I was saying. So I was able to kind of do it on my phone, but those microphones didn't work. I guess you could say it's kind of the same setup that I have now with my Lark setup, but the difference is the microphones were much poorer quality, so it just picked up sound like crazy. I could not mount it into my helmet super easily. It just was super loud, so it just wasn't working. So I needed something else. So I switched over to Android. I bought just before that a DJI mic mini, like I said. And I like the microphone. I think it has decent quality, and I love how tiny it is and how easy you can mount it anywhere. So that was going to be great. I was going to mount it into my helmet, but I didn't buy the receiver set. I only bought the transmitter because I saw that I could save an extra like $20 if I just buy the transmitter because it transmits over Bluetooth too. Awesome. Turns out, not awesome, because Bluetooth does not connect to your standard camera apps on like 90% of phones, which is frustrating. So I had to kind of do a little bit of booping around, and I found an app, Black Magic video editor or video recorder on iPhone, was able to at least, use third-party audio setups and stuff. And so I tried doing that, and that kind of worked. So I was like, okay, that works. And then I switched phones, which I already had this phone. I had ordered it because I decided to switch before I fully switched to, because I'm on a Motorola Edge now, which I don't super recommend as a phone if you're looking to spend like $100 more and get a cheaper Samsung, apparently. But I had already switched over, and so, now that I don't have those microphones at all, and then I don't have iMovie to edit, and Blackmagic also only is on iPhone, apparently. I can find it on Samsung, or on Android. I decided I had to find something else. So, I kind of had to start over. And what I eventually did, when I switched over to Android, I bought a cheap wired lapel mic off of Amazon, and it sounded like it has decent quality, and I feel like it did have decent enough quality when you're sitting in a quiet room, with it at an appropriate distance from your face. Then what I was trying to use it for was not that. I figured, and I still think my idea was sound. I just needed a better microphone, but by the time I was spending money on a microphone like that, I might as well upgrade to like a better wireless one. So I tried it. The audio was terrible. It blew out like crazy. It was just insanely loud. It was terrible. And I just didn't find it usable. So I'm going to return that. It was like $17, so it's no huge thing, and that's kind of the whole goal of all of this for me, is to have fun doing the stuff I want to do at a very reasonable price, because again, I've got a kid and things are expensive and I just don't want to spend a ton of money. So that's where I'm gonna return it, get my money back, because it's not good quality whatsoever. So I'm gonna return that, and I ended up in that kind of moment, kind of looking around, being like, all right, screw it, what else can I do? I decided to pause for a little bit. I was like, I'm not going to try to do these videos. It's kind of too much. I'm spending money. I just want to, I can't think of a good fix for this. But then, of course, Amazon and its infinite wisdom and doing like personal pricing and, all that shady corporate crap, they had a really good deal on the Hollyland Larks A1, which I had already kind of looked at and thought, oh, that kind of looks like that might be a decent option. And I decided to go with them because they were cheap enough, like $30 cheap. I was like, you know what? I mean, I spent, $20 more than that on my Magic, or the Mic Mini. And by the way, I'm also going to sell that, try to get my money back on that, at least 80-90% of it. Because it's never been used. It's absolutely perfect. It would work great to sell on Facebook Marketplace or something. So I'm going to try that and get my money back. And then that basically pays for the Larks. Even if I sell it for $30, at least, hey, I'm out the mini mic, but I got my money back for the Larks. So, and that's what you're hearing now. You're hearing the Lark. So I was able to connect the receiver to my phone. Obviously, it's really easy, and then the mic just automatically connects, and then yeah, it sounds great. It's awesome. I tried putting it in my helmet. It fit because basically it has a magnetic little lapel like hook, or it's got a magnet so that you can wear the mic and take it off, easy peasy. And I took that off, I put Velcro on it, and then I put the Velcro in my helmet as well. So then now all I got to do is put the magnet in the helmet and then click the thing to it, and hey, look at that! I got a microphone in my helmet. Because I was looking at comm systems, and I didn't really know for sure if comm systems allowed you, would record. It would be the same issue as all the other Bluetooth devices, where it wouldn't record onto video, which I'm fairly certain I'm correct about. So I decided not to go with that. I eventually am going to upgrade to I found a decent cheap Amazon comm system so that I could listen to music and stuff and call my wife when I wanted to, which is most of the time, and not have it be terribly blown out using an earbud. Yeah, it's working. And then as far as the video editor, I did find, as I was scrolling through the Google Play Store, which I'm not used to scrolling through. I'm used to scrolling, through Apple. I do kind of prefer Apple's app sales, honestly. I found, even though it's more expensive, I just think I might go back to Apple at some point and just buy really cheap used Apple phones. They might not be the best, but at least it's still the setup. I tried it. I tried switching back to Android, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but I have everything backed up on Apple, so at any point when I go back, you know, in a year or two or whatever, I'll be able to just have all my stuff back. But for now, I did find on the Play Store, which I'll check on my iPad to see if it's on Apple as well, is there's YouTube editor. There's a YouTube editor, which I had kind of hoped, I knew there was like something you could do on the app. It's on the YouTube app itself, but it turns out YouTube makes an actual like video editor app, which is kind of really cool. Especially because it has easy connectivity to YouTube, and that's pretty much where I'm putting this stuff. I don't really, you know, I don't have a Patreon. Again, this isn't my job. You know, maybe I'll be one of those people where, if for some reason, if you guys like me enough, which I'm not really looking for, because I don't necessarily want to make this a career, but I don't know if anyone else does either. I just genuinely want to talk to you guys and share my opinions and see if I can give you guys good ideas for how to do stuff at the cheap and do it yourself, because that's kind of the whole goal of this whole channel, is to just be like, I'm some dude who wants to share his experiences, and because I feel like I've got some decent tips and tricks for things that I've kind of figured out that I feel like people don't talk about enough on the internet. So that's what I want to do. So anyway, if I do it long term, I'll change stuff up, but for now, I mean, this is a YouTube editor. Whoa, this is a bumpier road than I expected. I'll keep doing this YouTube stuff, but for now, I'm gonna just do it like this, using the YouTube app. I don't see any problem with doing it this way, especially because it's just easy. It's really easy, and that's kind of my goal. You know, I think there's something to life of finding what the levels of effort you're willing to put into things. You know, there's definitely things where, oh, it's gonna pay off a lot, you should put a lot of effort into it, and there's things where it's like, you know, it would be cool, but I don't have to do it, and I don't, you know, want to put in that amount of effort right now. And that's where I'm at with YouTube. You know, I've always liked doing videos. I always liked editing and stuff like that. You know, I have a little bit of college experience with advertising and video production and stuff like that. But so it's an interest, but it's just something I've never been able to see myself making a ton of money with. Not the money that I need to. So I don't really like want to live in the area where video, like movie stuff, is done. So we got the brakes on now. Yeah. So here we are. That's my setup. And then what am I riding? I am riding a Honda Navi. I don't know if you've been able to see a little bit of the speedo at the bottom there. I have not broken 45 this entire time, and I've been fully pitched. So yeah, I'm on the Honda Navi. It's going great. I love this bike. I'm gonna come out with a second video with like my kind of overview on the Navi in a little bit here too. But this is kind of my scoot around town bike. I'm absolutely loving my experience on this bike, and that's why I'm enjoying it so much, and I like writing and talking and doing stuff, so that's why I want to ride and talk to you guys. So that's what we've got set up. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna start cutting this video here, because you guys have been great. Oh, and it's gonna start raining. That's great. But I gotta get home now. But I'm gonna cut my video here. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. I hope it sounds good. I hope you kind of like this little thing. You know, I get the chance to ride my bike while I talk to you guys. It's a nice way to kind of start talking to you guys, and it's something I'm hoping I'm going to start doing more of. Especially, I hope this quality kind of turns out good enough for you guys, because I don't want to give you guys trash. So hopefully the audio is nice and everything like that. And I'll be seeing you guys in, you know, whatever next video I come out with. Bear with me again. You know, this is my job. I got other things that I need to do, so these videos come out when they come out. But I hope you enjoy them when they do. It's really starting to rain, so I gotta get home. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.